me again, Margaret.
Hello, I'm Sadie Paslay. Tonight I hope to explain why you should start wearing your seatbelt if you don't already. On March 6th of this year, I had my second wreck. It had been snowing all week, school had been canceled, and spring break started early. On that Friday, my birthday, all the snow was gone and the roads were supposed to be safe. Leave it to me to find the one hill that's still covered in ice on my way to work. This is my hubcap and a picture of my truck from my wreck. Luckily, I was driving slow just in case, but it was still too late to slow down. My truck started sliding downhill, fishtailing straight into a pine tree and then a few more pine trees. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. It threw me into the passenger seat and I had ended up with a broken nose, 2 black eyes, bruises all over my arms and legs from being flung around the cab. Something about that wreck scared me enough to never want to drive without my seatbelt on again. Earlier that year in January, my friend lost her son to an accident similar to my accident. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt either. From what she told me, he was also thrown into the passenger seat and the impact broke his neck. I realized that could have been me, but my accident, that it could have been worse. It was a lesson learned. I was blessed to walk away. Some can't say the same. In the past week, Northwest has lost 3 students to car accidents. And some statistics show that in 2012, approximately 55% of teenagers in car accidents died were not wearing their seatbelt. I have friends and family that won't wear their seatbelts either. They use the excuse that most do, it's uncomfortable, or they're scared of being trapped inside their car in case of a fire or anything like that. I understand. I used to hate wearing mine too. But now I can't stand not having it on. I rarely hear of someone dying because they were wearing their seatbelt. Here's one reason why you should wear your seatbelt. They prevent drivers and passengers from being ejected from the vehicle during a crash. People not wearing them are 30 times more likely to be ejected from the car. And more than 3 out of 4 don't survive their injuries. I'm sure we all know people who have had bad accidents and weren't wearing their seatbelts and walked away. I did, but it didn't stop me from understanding what could have happened. I know so many who have lost loved ones to car accidents, whether they were wearing a seatbelt or not. Accidents can happen every day. And sometimes we forget that it can happen to us. Let's talk about when you hit something in your car. Let's say you hit something at 15 miles per hour, causing the car to come to a complete stop. Your body keeps moving at the same rate you were going until you hit something that stops you as well. If you weren't wearing your seatbelt, then it could be the steering wheel, the dashboard, or the windshield that stops you. At 30 miles per hour, you hit 4 times as hard as you were if you were going 15 miles per hour, or with the same impact as if you fell 3 stories. If the steering wheel, dash, or windshield didn't stop you, what would? Nothing. You would be thrown out of the vehicle. My purpose in giving this speech was to bring to attention the need for wearing your seatbelt. Not only when it rains or snows, but all the time. Don't use the excuse that you're only going right down the road. I was only 5 miles away from home both times I had a car accident. Anything can happen in a split second, and you need to be prepared. Set an example for your children. If you take If you don't take it seriously, neither will they. Thank you.